Hi there, I'm Sarah Jarvis and this is Sakamoto, and we're here to give you the exercise of the month. Today I would like to share with you some of my favorite lower body exercises for releasing stiffness, or maybe you feel rigidity, or that the tissues that surround the hip, the lower leg, and the sole of the foot are a little bit stuck. I'm going to go through 4 exercises that are taken from our Zenga mat foundation course and our Zenga lower body focus workshop, which is a newer workshop if you haven't taken it yet. We are going to start with working at the foot first, and then we're going to move up towards the hip. Now these can be programmed either at the start of the workout or near the end of the workout, depending on the goals or the intensity of the workout for that day. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
These are some good ones. All right, so first of all, we're going to start with what we call the arch stimulator. Now, I'm using a non-latex band, and this is our regular strength band. You want a band that's a little bit flexible so that it does move. So I would suggest either the regular or the light band that we offer. Okay, so she's going to step her right foot onto the band, or left foot onto the band. And what I want her to do is grab onto the band just slightly above the knee and then pull up on the band. So you should feel like the arch of the foot lifts up a little bit, okay? Then I want her to put all of her weight on her right leg and allow that left knee to just be a little bit soft, okay? Now, keeping the weight on the right leg, you're just gonna do this little push and pull pattern, right? To allow the foot to kind of move through a little supination and pronation. So what she's doing is she's kind of stimulating the tissues around the sole of the foot. So sometimes we get a little bit stiff, we can't spread the toes or flatten the foot when we're doing standing exercises, or feel an even pressure through the foot. So this can be a really helpful one, and it also gets a little bicep curl into it. And you can allow that knee to kind of go out and in a little bit to be a little bit more loosey-goosey, okay? So affecting that plantar fascia here. Okay, and do that for a few times. And then what she's going to do is she's going to bring the ends of the band, bring your hand a little further down, Ria, because I don't want it too tight. You don't want it to be work for her arm. I want this to be more of just a little gentle lift from the sole of the foot. Now she's going to step back here, and she's going to have her legs side by side. This one is called the circle step. So she's going to keep the left leg still and wrap her right leg around, medially rotating, and then she's going to step back and laterally rotate. Now while she's doing this, the left leg stays still. The knees and toes stay facing forward, okay? Now you want to make sure that you're just softening the knee as you step back, and as she steps forward, she's not changing that foot or knee. So it's like the pelvis is moving around the femur now. The band should slightly tighten as she steps forward, and the band should slightly loosen as she steps back. And I want her to keep that fist or that knuckle right on her hip so that she can relax her arm a little bit. Good. Now step side by side. Now what she's going to do is a little side step. So she's going to step out to the right, and then she's going to step across the left leg and just stay more vertical first. Now, as she keeps doing this, it's really important that she keeps the band on the side of her hip, because eventually what I'm going to get her to do is a little bit more of a side bend, so she actually pushes the hip out into the band. Nice. And step it out, and then do more of a side bend. So once you get a little bit more balance as you're stepping, it'll be easier to side bend the opposite direction. Nice. Good. The last exercise we're going to do is a nice release for the posterior chain. So I'm going to place the band long on the mat, and I want the lengthened part of the band where her leg is, the leg that we're going to be working, which is her left leg. Now it's nice to do all of these exercises on one leg first, and then at the very end you can do like a little awareness check so they can compare each leg. Now I want her to stay in neutral, and you can use head pads underneath the head if you need. The band is only under her left side, okay? The opposite leg can just be bent. Now I'm going to actually assist her with this stretch. what she's going to do is she's going to extend her knee and dorsiflex her ankle as she presses up. So she gets this nice feedback of the band against the back of her leg. Then bend your knee and come back in. And just try to keep that neutral. So her arms aren't pulling on the band. They're staying consistently stable. She's just pressing that heel up and getting that extension. Now, if there's a lot of shaking in the hamstring, bring the leg a little bit further out. So she's more on a diagonal here. That's it. And press it up. So if they're really restricted, they might be feeling that right away, or they may not be able to extend the knee fully, and that's okay. So I'm just placing the hand right at the band here so she gets that full feedback through the whole posterior leg. Then she's going to stay there, and she's going to point and then dorsiflex. So plantar flex and dorsiflex. So we just focus on the calf now. And again, I want to make sure that there's not too much shaking, so if she needs to, she can move the leg a little further away, making sure there's no jamming in the hip here. And I'm keeping that band in contact with the back of her leg as we do this. Good. And again, you only have to do a few repetitions. Release that leg, bend your knee, and then I'm going to take the band out. She's going to stretch her leg long, and I just want her to do an awareness, I want to do an awareness check with her. Rie, compare your legs. I want you to feel the back of the leg. I want you to feel the hip. I want you to feel the front and the side of the hip. You could also get your client to stand up and walk around to feel the difference between sides. That's a really important part of this exercise because it really helps to build on that awareness skill so your clients become more in tune with their body as they're moving and as they're doing exercises. Okay, so hopefully you feel maybe a little bit longer, or maybe there's a little bit more of a release or ease of motion through the hip and back of the leg. So then she's ready for her workout. Okay, hope you enjoy those exercises, play around with them, and we'll do the other side. See you later.